Hello everyone, my name is James and welcome to the Easter Egg Hunter, where for this weekend the Hard4Games team and myself are swapping channels, as today Tony and Richard will be showcasing their top 5 beta questing elements they found in Ocarina of Time, while I on the other hand will be on their channel showing a combination of glitches and cartridge tilting methods across the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Hard4Games Top 5.
All right, thanks so much, James, for having us on your channel.
Thank you.
What we are bringing to you guys today is, I don't know if you want to explain the basics of the beta questing to the crew.
Beta questing is kind of an odd hobby. Basically what you do is you're hacking a cartridge or a game, in this case Ocarina of Time, to try to find beta elements, i.e. elements that are left over by the developers that didn't make it into the actual game.
But this is a video for people like me. I've been a part of at least 3 other beta questing videos, and it is torturous. The Game Shark loves to screw up.
Yep.
And I mean, you're hacking the game, so bad things are bound to happen. But
exactly.
We are just bringing you the top 5 coolest things that we have found throughout our beta adventures.
Absolutely. So let's get this Game Shark Pro ready to go.
Here we go again.
Let's rock.
Number 5.
Our first best beta questing secret takes us back to Link's hometown, Kokiri Forest, or Kokiri, however you happen to pronounce it. We make our way into the village, and this code happens to spawn a beta element.
And it's a very tantalizing element.
And you want to just reach out and touch it. But when you do... So what exactly is this thing?
It is a representation of American capitalism.
It really is, isn't it?
It's a large, promising chunk of rupee.
It's the American dream. You push as far as you can and then it just blows up in your face. What people think this might be is potentially an unused trap in the game. Where it's like, okay, Link is gonna, obviously you wanna have this amazing rupee, you touch it, boom, it's a trap.
Number 4.
Okay, so our number 4 coolest beta element requires a little bit of extra digging beyond just putting in the right sequence of codes. Because you have to be in Hyrule Field, going towards Zora's River, and as the transition occurs, you have to press L to be transported into this unused cutscene area where Jabu is just preparing to sacrifice some virgins for... Man, he looks hungry in that scene.
He looks real hungry. He's
really
a hungry guy. He's a hungry guy. Get that guy some food.
But there is a pedestal on the ground that you can remotely see, and which you can also access through other means if you're hacking the ROM in a more
efficient way.
Yes.
The debug ROM, you can see it a little bit better.
But we're doing it old school.
That's right.
And you can see that little corner right there of the Ocarina pedestal, which I imagine was probably in there to signal that you should be playing the flute.
Yes, the flute.
The flute on this pedestal.
Sorry for all of the hate mail that you're gonna get, James, because he said flute.
Yeah, it's a flute.
Number 3.
Oh, here it is. Look at that. Now with this particular code, we are able to spawn an alpha, which means a very early in the game build item. This happens to be an alpha heart container.
I think it looks pretty good.
I think it looks pretty good too. So later in the game, they're very like clean, very like sort of stained glass looking, kind of transparent. Early in the game, or at least early in the game's development as a placeholder, they were more like, I don't know how to describe it really.
They look more crystalline.
Crystalline, yeah. Should we touch it?
Oh yes.
Should we touch it?
Oh yeah.
So you see it just reverts back to the actual heart container model. And that's it.
They look pretty similar. You could have fooled me there.
Number 2.
Number 2. This is one of my absolute favorite secrets. Now, for those of you that don't know, Ocarina of Time was originally a Nintendo 64 disk drive game, but that system started failing, so they're like, all right, well, we'll kind of shrink it down, put it on a cartridge. Then they're like, oh, well, you know, we could do an expansion. Think like DLC from nowadays, right? That was called, at least codenamed, Zelda. Basically like a more advanced Master Quest.
And they ruined it.
And they ruined it with Master Quest. Like, this was supposed to be very expanded upon. New dungeons, new quests, new story, new item, not just rearranged. Point being is if you enter this extraordinarily long, laborious code.
And have a disk drive.
And, well, you actually don't need a disk drive for this one. Because it tricks the game into thinking the disk drive is attached. And you can see the disk drive Zelda file. Now, what's especially cool about this is you can actually play Zelda, but not really. You can load up Zelda, and it'll go through its cutscene. But as soon as it needs to actually access the disc, which isn't there, the game crashes on you.
I mean, this code is really, it's that sex dream you have, but right as the clothes come off, your alarm goes off.
Yes.
I feel like that's actually kind of cruel to the game.
It's cruel to the game, and it's cruel to me. Like, holy crap. That code, keep in mind, the N64 DD keyboard, which is expensive as hell and I don't even own, isn't even compatible with this thing. So you're like clicking along, putting in this code, like spending your afternoon to see the word disc.
Number 1.
Oh,
yeah.
There it is, our number 1.
Coming in hot. It's coming in hot. It is an Arwing from Star Fox.
It is fully functional. It's not just like something skinned. It's a spaceship.
It just shot you like point blank. It's like, missed, whatever. It's all right.
Come on, you got this, dog.
You can do it, Arwing. There,
Alrighty.
1/4 of 1 heart. Okay. But you're not too concerned about the health because you're like, I'm gonna sip my whiskey first.
I gotta prepare for this. Oh, man, it went down in flames.
Oh, son, you did it!
Burst into flames. I love the detail.
I like how there's like a little bit of like slowdown too, and like the frames are like kind of flickering a little bit. One of the original theories regarding why this was in the game was, okay, well maybe it is an Zelda unlockable. I still kind of want to believe that, but the internet, and I think even maybe even in an interview they said that, okay, the reason why it's here is because the boss of the Fire Temple, the dragon's like movements were modeled after the Arwing, kind of like the serpentine style movement. I still like to believe that maybe if Zelda existed, maybe it would be an unlockable, but it's unlikely.
Alrighty guys, that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, James, for letting us abuse your channel with our low quality content and
jeez. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw here today, and hopefully you found something interesting or learned something about Ocarina of Time, which is definitely one of our favorite games.
I learned something about spaceships at the very least.
Absolutely. Spaceships are very important because they go into space. That's right. Hey, but don't forget to check out the other half of this collaboration. James did some cartridge tilting on our channel, so check it out. Subscribe to Easter Egg Hunter. Subscribe to us if you'd like. We would definitely love to have you, and we will see you guys next time.
Cheers. How do you think Majora's Mask would have been different if you could have had the Arwing and just like shot the moon down?
That would have been a lot better.
Thanks to everyone who watched and was involved in the making of this episode. A massive thank you to Tony and Richard, and to NDL Mongoose bringing us his legendary voice to the countdowns.